Grenades are cool. They let you blow stuff up in different and exciting ways. So in this video we'll take a look at what I lovingly call cone grenades. I call them that because their damage goes out in a cone from a central point. The point of this video isn't to bring up any issues you might have with them, but to try and show you the range that they will damage things in. This will help you both in placing your grenades, since you'll know exactly how and where they will damage something. In addition, it should give you a little bit of knowledge to help avoid their damage cones in PvP. First up is probably the easiest one to understand, the Tripmine. I say it's the easiest to understand because it has a very visible light cone that kind of represents where it will trigger and do damage. For the most part, it's pretty reliable too. The biggest thing to notice here though is where the grenade is attached to the wall. You would think the cone starts from a very finite point, but it's actually a pretty big circumference around the entire grenade. So this is mostly there so you can have some wiggle room where these grenades actually do damage if you're throwing them right on top of something or even on the ground. This goes for all of the grenades in the video. They all have a rather wide radius around their stick point, even though it may not seem like you're standing in their damage radius. The only thing that's difficult to see about Tripmines is how far the radius actually goes out. These screenshots should help with that a little bit. The Tripmine's damage will actually extend a little bit past the radius for triggering it. This is there to hopefully make sure it actually does damage to whatever triggers the blast. It doesn't stop laggy people in PvP from not taking damage to it, but it works for generally everything else. Next up is the very visible spike grenade. Its damage is a little bit deceptive as well, since the animation for the void stuff gets kind of dim around the edges. For future reference though, it has, as far as I can tell, the same damage area as Tripmine. Now, lightning grenade is a little bit more difficult to tell where the damage starts from. The best I can do is freeze frame it right here. The player is pretty close to the tail end of the damage cone. The issue most everyone has though is being able to see the 2 frames of lightning flash to show us where you will be damaged by it. If you're looking directly at one of these, it's pretty much impossible to know where the damage starts and ends. My best advice is to just shoot this type of grenade and don't risk running through it. Hopefully you found this little bit of information helpful. These types of grenades are some of the most interesting in my opinion and offer up some of the largest damage of grenades in the game. In PvE they're wonderful for killing enemies, funneling through certain areas, and in PvP they're all pretty infamous as you'd expect. Oh, and since some of you probably don't know, here's how to make your gun disappear. Get a sword with ammo in it, have that out, then swap weapons, then melee. You have to do it really quickly, but if you do it right, you should kind of zoom in while lunging forward. It's a neat little trick if you want to remove your HUD to get screenshots, or record these wonderful science videos. I hope you found this video helpful. I'll see you next time.